What's going on, everyone? Forex Fargo checking in. This is the second to last Forex Fargo weekly webinar. Then we are going to be back with our website. We're going to be back with our Forex Fargo Trading Academy. So please take advantage of this. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and join me because 2021, we going up, baby! What's going on, everyone? Forex Fargo checking in. Forex Fargo weekly webinar, December 20th, 2020 through December 26th, 2020. Actually, that should be December 25th. I apologize, right? Because Friday is actually Christmas. With that being said, for those that celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to all. If you do not celebrate, that particular holiday, happy holidays, not Merry Christmas, but Happy New Year as well. And hopefully, you have some fruitful years to come. Taking this time to practice your craft and focus and buckle down. As you guys see, I've taken less time off social media and I've just been focusing on me and my life. And sometimes it's okay to do that, right? But without me, let's dive right into it, all right? So, hold on, let me close a couple of these screens so I can see. All right. So last week, actually, if I'm being honest with everyone, this was actually what I had done, right? So I was waiting for price to kind of float around this weekly high level, right? I had it marked off right here with this blue ellipse. But what happened if I'm going to go ahead and do the replay button, right? Because there's not much going on this week, but, so we all can learn. I think last week, this is how price was aligning last week, right? So I was looking. Everyone, we'll zoom in. Actually, do it like this, right? So we're looking to see if this weekly high level would remain as resistance, right? As we press this play button, you will see, and once again, these are daily candles, right? So, you'll see on the daily candle, let me bring this back again because I actually went way too fast. Apologies. Bring this back so we just understand what the fuck did happen. Sorry. People in the chat are saying something. What does it say? Mute yourself, please. What do you mean, mute yourself, please? You want me to mute myself? I'm just trying to read that the right way. But yeah, sorry. Anyways. So yes, like I was saying, so this is what I was looking for. Oh, not you. Okay, someone else is muted or whatever. Apologies, right? So pretty much what happened, we pressed this play button. Slowing down. If you guys hear noise in the background, that's my girl on the phone. She speaks extremely loud. I'm not going to tell her to fucking stop. That's just her voice. And, if that is what you guys are hearing in the background, I do apologize. But we live in this fucking big ass house, but it's just me and her. So, shit does carry an echo. But regardless, we can see right here that on the 16th of December, what we had a daily candle close. And this is what I want to talk about real quick, right? So there's nothing wrong with simple break and retest and trading, support and resistance, supply and demand. We have no trend lines here, right? But, just breaking this down. Now what we're going to do is we don't even need to do that. We can see that we had this daily candle closure above what I had my weekly high marked as, right? So this resistance now has formed as support, right? If you guys can see, I'll probably hit down. Let me see this real quick. It whipped all the way back down to, maybe like a 4-hour daily level or something, 75, 650-ish or so. And then it pushed up another, 100 pips or so, right? Now, I've been eyeing this for a couple of weeks. You guys can see we've been bullish ever since November elections, right? We've actually pushed up 600 pips. So looking at this on a monthly time frame, where are we at right now, right? So since we have already, it looks like we're wick filling this June candle, right? So maybe we have potential to push up. And there's a few reasons why. I'm going to go over this in a second, right? So, we can probably push up on AU, to 76, 737, right? But more or less, I'm looking to see if price is going to respect. Okay, hold on. So right here, it looks like price is respecting this March low, right? So I'm just going to mark this real quick. So March 2018 low. March 2018 low, right? So I'd like to just see, what happens with price if it does happen to come back up there. So what I will do is I will draw another blue ellipse because Also things I like to trade as well, you know, besides candlesticks, we also like to look at price action patterns, double tops, double bottoms, you know, so on and so forth, right? So if we can just scale this down a little bit, if we can see that, you know, now we have our March 2018 low mark, and this is also your weekly high from last week. So this is your previous weekly high. You know, if price is going to respect this, once again, we could probably get a pullback to this level down here. But I'm more or less looking for the overall big trend. So I'll delete this so we don't get confused. Actually, I'm going to keep this here. We're just going to make it smaller, right? Move this over a little bit. That did not happen yet. So essentially looking for something like this. And I'm not looking for a super big move to happen, right? This would probably be like a tighter stop loss. But once again, you know, I would be monitoring price action. Now, the reason why I'm speaking about, you know, price doing one of two things. So once again, price could blow past this and move back up to the 77 level over here, the 77 cents level, right? What I'm looking for, I'm not trying to trade against the bullish momentum. I'm looking to see if I can find a point where price is, you know, beginning to become exhausted. So there's a difference. I understand what I'm looking for. You know, I've been trading AU. Literally, it's the first pair I've ever fucking traded. So, you know, I take my time with AU because I understand it, I guess, the best, right? And I've made the most money off of it, you know, trading it thus far. And then as we can see on the daily candle, you know, we are getting this, I don't know what to call that. It's just some fucking doji, but it's giving you indecision right there. So, you know, there you have my little, you know, light analysis on AU. Once again, as I said, no one should be trading very heavy this week. It is a Christmas special, not a Christmas special. It's a holiday. So, you know, take it slow. Keeping along the theme of XXX USD, we're going to move on to EU real quick, and then I'm going to jump into the dollar index. All right. So looking at EU, same thing last week, right? I was expecting to see if these, you know, April, May 2018 levels were going to hold. As we can see, if we do the replay button, I advise everyone to actually, you know, purchase this. You can purchase it with a TradingView Pro for, I think it's like $150 a year. I do the yearly subscription; it's just easier for me. So, you know, if you could swing the monthly, I think it's like $20 or less. If you're a student, it's even less. But the benefit of this is trade alerts, which I'm limited to. I think I'm only limited to like 10 trade alerts. However, you have the replay button, and then you can drop down, I think, to like a 15 or 30-second chart, I think, with TradingView Plus Pro. So I have Pro, and then there's Pro Plus. So once again, just looking at this, what happened last week, you know, we can see that once I saw the price, I'm looking for this daily candle closure, right? So that daily candle closure, I believe it was December 15th or, you know, 15th, 16th, or 17th. One of those daily candle closures, you would have been able to understand that, you know, price was still carrying the bullish momentum all the way to the upside, right? Now, looking at this from a monthly time frame, let's just understand where we're at, right? So right now, where are we floating? We're floating in the middle of these fucking candles just on the monthly time frame. We can see just at the top of this 23 level right here, this is where, you know, March 2018 levels were. So I'm going to mark this off because I do have this, you know, I do have this marked on a lot of them. So I'm just going to literally just move this up and understand that this is a weekly low, this bluey lips level. I understand that this is a weekly low just by eyeing it. Once again, you know, just so you guys understand as well, you know, weekly low being like right here. So this was like the open of the beginning of last week. So not necessarily worried about that. What I am going to once again keep an eye out for. So, you know, price could once again push all the way up to the top over here and then, you know, come down. So I am, like I said, looking for some type of retracements. However, I'm going to explain why price is still going to probably remain bullish as well, right? So being a good trader is understanding it's not necessarily guessing which way the market is going to go, right? It's understanding that you have rules, right? So if price is going to push up here, price gets exhausted, I will sell, right? You know, anywhere between right here, price pulls back. So on the contrary, price moves up, right? But if price pulls back, you know, back down here to this level that I have at 21, you know, here, we'll do this right here, just not to confuse you, right? So these are some daily lows right here. So that's daily support. We'll do this. We'll delete that right there because this is our zone, but we'll do this as our daily support. And it seems confusing, but it's really not. And if you guys follow along with me all the time, like you'll realize that like my trading is simplistic as fuck, and it hasn't been broken. There are things that I can always improve, and if people tell you that they can't improve their trading, they're fucking lying to you. But regardless, this is something that I'll be looking for, right? So we'll be looking for some exhaustion along this level, and then maybe once again, if we come down here to this daily support level, or some daily levels from last week, then maybe there will still be some pending orders remaining for the upside, right? 1 second, I think someone's trying to join. Okay, right. Am I making sense so far? Guys, write something in the chat if you guys are following along. If this is, making sense, if it's helpful. If I'm missing anything as well, right? So, once again, just looking at this is a 4-hour time frame. So I like doing this. Just want to speak about this level I have right here. So I have this level, I believe, marked from 119, 550 or something like that. 119, yeah, 550-ish. I expected price to go up to this level right here, hit this, daily, this was daily resistance at that point, and then crash back down here, 499 pips or whatever like that. That did not happen, right? Price ended up, this resistance ended up turning support, and then from there, just remained its bullish momentum. Now, moving along, right? Reasons why AU, GU, and EU, are extremely bullish. Also has a lot to do with the fact that the fucking U.S. economy is to shit right now. So, I believe I looked at this trade, sometime in December. I thought that, price is going to respect these May 2018 monthly levels. Bond can delete that because that's not what the fuck happened. I'm going to delete that right now, and I'm going to change my overall analysis and see, what it is that I missed, right? So looking at this from a monthly time frame, all right, I have a couple things marked down here. I had already previously marked as 2018 lows. Just looking down, I'm going to say that it doesn't make sense for price to hit this at some point. However, I'm thinking that there does need to be, if we look at just how price has dropped in the last like 2 months, we've dropped, I don't know how many pips is that, like fucking, I don't know how to count that, 460, 4,000, whatever the fucking 460 pips or whatever like that, right? So we've dropped literally like $4 and some change in price, and that's not necessarily a good thing for our economy. So a few things I see happening, right? So right here we can see that price kind of just wicked all the way. Let me drop this down to a weekly actually real quick. All right, so on the weekly time frame, price is just kind of respecting these April, these April March levels right here. These April March levels. Makes sense. Okay, cool. Appreciate this. All right, cool. Sorry, 1 second. Get back to our dollar index. All right. So yes, speaking on this, right now we have price, respecting these levels right here. A few things could happen, right? So, because this is our weekly low, we obviously just want to always mark our weekly low, but we want to understand that this is our weekly low, and this is also 2000. These are April. So these are quarter two levels, 2018, and this is also our weekly low. All right. So I would like to see what would happen if price is going to, when obviously price is probably at some point going to come back down here just to collect some entries. However, it's important to understand that, price from here could go one of two ways, right? So, we could push back up here, right, to this 91 level, or we could drop back down to this $88 and 50 cents level. Now, this movement heavily affects, AU, EU, GU, NU, things of that nature. And more importantly, if you guys didn't know this and you're new to your trading, everyone should know this, that the dollar index has a 60% correlation with Euro USD. And the way that, you check that out is pretty much what I like doing. Let me just delete this real quick. It's simple stuff, but what you can do is first off, you want to change your chart to a line chart. Just get rid of all the candle noise. Then you'd like to do compare. Then we will overlay these with one another, right? Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Don't smoke, kids. Don't smoke, right? So you want to compare, and then we're going to do Euro USD right here, right? So you guys can see, literally, it's like very symmetrical. All right. So if one goes one way, the other one goes the other way. That's not a guessing game. That is a fact 100%. So with that being said, you can use those things to your advantage. And with that, being used to your advantage, this is how you build confluence as a trader, which in turn will build your confidence. And that is a segment that I will be going over in my trading academy because people do need that, right? So moving on, let's go ahead to this gold trade, right? So gold, if you guys actually watched the webinar last week, you guys could have caught this. So last week, yeah, let's do this, right? This is how price played last week. Bam. So last week I said one of two things could happen, right? We could either, and I have my levels marked because they just flow. How do I change that back? I don't know how to change that back to fucking this percentages. How do I change this back? Someone type, how do I change that back to regular? But anyways, moving on. Prices around like 18. I think this is like 1840 or something like that. I don't even need to charge because this is really what I do. So moving on, I understand this is an intraday level. I was like, oh wow, before we even show you guys, I said, oh, okay, I'm thinking in my head, where is it at? Where is my brush at? Where's my brush? I'm thinking in my head, okay, cool. This could be kind of a cute W pattern right there, right? We could at least ride that from, what is that? I don't know how many pips that was, 288 pips or so, right? From here to here. And let's see what happened, right? So we're waiting. Prices, doing this thing. It's flirting. Prices collecting some orders, right? But watch. You see why we have our lows marked, right? So regardless if you got stopped out right here, you still would have had premium entries, right? From this level right here, price starts moving around. So you get stopped out once you re-enter, right? Now, if you want to be even safer, right? I'm just pause this real quick, right? And this is the thing as well. This movement down here, this created a triple bottom. As much as you got stopped out on a 4-hour time frame, who the fuck cares? You know what I mean? That happens in the market, bro. Don't fucking shit yourself and don't think you're gonna be right all the time. Most successful traders are. You only need to be right like 55% of the time. You can even have a less successful rate than that and still be fucking profitable, right? But moral of the story, you need to figure out what works for you, right? So, I like price action. I like triple bottoms, double bottoms, head and shoulders. I like bearish, bullish, engulfing candles. I like head and shoulder, not head and shoulders, hammers, what are they called? Shooting stars, all that shit, right? So it's like I know what I'm looking for at the top of my head, which makes me feel comfortable. Once again, you can't give up on yourself. But you could have entered this trade somewhere down here. I think this was like 1820-ish, right? And then could have waited for 200 pips to, you could have rode this for 200 pips, exited right here. Could have waited to see how price action reacted, could have entered this trade, and then you would have been able to ride that, right? Now, for the rest of the week, price was so fucking bullish, we actually ended up going to the next level that I had marked. Sorry, a second. We ended up going to the next level that I had marked. Oops, it's waiting. Look at that though. Price wicked all the way back down. One day was this December 16th. Price wicked all the way back down to like 18. I'll call it like 50 or something like that, right? This intraday level I have marked, right? Price is respecting this. I believe this is 1885, if I'm not mistaken. Up here is around 1900, 1895. I really love this Forex shit, right? So right now we can see, and I can open up my MT4, but I believe right here, this is like 1880 or something like that, right? So, I'm looking to see what will happen around these areas. Price comes back down here. So once again, a few things could happen, and just get comfortable with what you want to trade. You don't need to trade anything else. Price could come down here. It's the end of the year. Do I think that, not the end of the year per se, but it's a holiday. So people on vacation, there should not be that much movement in the market. If there is movement in the market, I don't fucking know. It is what it is. But, I'm expecting some of these things to happen. If price ends up going bullish again, I'm not worried about it. I'll catch buys at 1900, right? I don't chase trades now at this point. If I get stopped out, I'll enter one more time. If I miss the fucking trade and it ends up going in my favor, oh well, there's like 1,300 other charts. So what are you really fucking pressed about, right? What are you really pressed about? GU, right? So I believe GU last week, this is actually what I called last week, right? Sorry. Something is really making it difficult for me to maneuver. How the fuck do I change that shit back, bro? Sorry, did someone tell me how to change that back? I don't know how to change this back to hold on 1 second. Currency. Percent regular. There we go. We back, baby. We back. All right. Had to spark the blunt for that. That shit was fucking stressful. I am not gonna cap. That was fucking stressful as shit. But moving on. All right. So last week, holy shit. Fucking A. So last week we had this 300 pip massive candle on GU. Once again, it's affected by the dollar index. However, just move some of this shit out of the way. Actually, I'm gonna keep that shit there. You guys can work around it. So right now we see the price is at some, 2018, 2017 levels. But if we're gonna like continue all the way up, right? Like, the highs of 2018 is 143. I do likely see this happening if, the economy can't get shit together. But GU is kind of tricky. I know that there's a lot of fundamental stuff going on with the coronavirus out in Great Britain and shit like that now. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But if I see price, once again, this is how you trade smart, right? So I like the levels that I have marked already, right? So regardless if I was wrong last week, I wasn't able to catch any of that shit. It is what the fuck it is. So now I can see if I could catch buys or not buys, but I would be able to catch sells from here to here. And that would still profit me about 150 pips or so, give or take less. So just looking at this on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that it's looking like, price is going to push back up again. But once again, like this also looks like a head and shoulders, if I'm being honest. No bullshit. The neckline being somewhere down here, you have your head up here, left shoulder, right shoulder still, has yet to be formed. And then it would fucking crash down here. And this would actually be a beautiful trade from, kind of a weekly level to a daily support level, and that'd be 126 pips, right? So, there's a lot of things that could happen. Your job is to just, be comfortable and familiarize yourself with what it is that, you are comfortable trading with and, how you like to trade most importantly. If I'd like to do this as well, right? I'm not even forcing this. If I want to do a trend line, which I'm going to do a trend line now because I can see that, not forcing it or anything like that, but here we go, right? If we do this trend line, we can see we had this fucking break. We can do another thing right here where if you want to, you can put the ellipse kind of between both of these. So right now the ellipse has to respect the ellipse has to do two things, right? So it has to respect this as in a ascending trend line, right? So, we need rejections right here, or we need, rejections within this level so we can crash down, right? So as you're talking about the head and shoulders on the 1 hour, it makes sense, right? And you're talking about this on the 1 hour time frame, right? So even on a 1 hour time frame, you guys can see what it is I'm talking about. Your neckline could be anywhere right here. If you guys are familiar with it, familiarize. If you're not familiar with it, familiarize yourself. I'm not taking the time to do that right now. But yes, like I said, this is all me doing this off the top of my head because I've been trading for 2+ years fucking consistently. And like I said in a few other previous webinars, it takes 10,000 hours to master something. I did the math and I'll do it again, right? So if I literally if I were to give this 252 trading days, we do this 8 hours a fucking week or whatever like that, and I'm 2 years in, right? I've only put in between 3,500 and 4,000 fucking hours, right? There's no rush to my fucking greatness. I still have another couple years to go before I actually hit my peak, which is why trading, I'll make my comparison. My journey is not like Q Banks, but Q Banks is very inspirational because he's a true testament. Like he hit his 10,000 hour mark now. He's over here dropping fucking $5 lot size, 5 standard lots on US 30, catching fucking thousands of fucking pips, bro. I don't think that I won't be there one day. I'm just enjoying and embracing the fucking journey, which you guys should as well, right? So just moving on to a couple other ones real quick. I also believe that I think on last week I spoke about this here. Just gonna delete that. get some of these out of the fucking way real quick for you guys. Last week, actually 2 weeks ago, I spoke about going back on my Instagram page earlier. I believe last night I could not sleep and I was drawing shit. You know what I mean? So I drew some zones and I wanted to see, if people understood what they were, right? So pretty much supply and demand zones work in a couple, pretty much basic ways and shit, right? Like I said on the thing, it's RBR, rally-based rally, RBD, rally-based drop, DBR, drop base rally, DVD, drop base drop, right? I'm not going to actually write that down because, you guys should know that or you should get familiar with that, right? But what I will do is I'll be looking for sells if price is going to, once again, come back up here and respect this. This will probably be a rally, drop, rally base drop, right? So we will be looking to see if price can respect this as resistance. I'll probably put it on the high level up there. We get stopped out, but I am looking to see that like there needs to be some type of there has to be some type of retracement happening in the market. And I say that because, there are orders still left unfilled on the high end and on the low end. What I mean, like on the buy side and the sell side, right? So, price hasn't broken past all these levels for a fucking reason because price has yet to collect still some orders that are probably still pending at like 134 or something like that, all the way down here. And it seems like I'm reaching, but, like I said, I've been trading 2 years. So like, and you see the weekly candles, they've been moving like fucking hundreds of pips and shit. COVID has really gotten a boost to the market, right? So, if we can, you see how this drop happened? This was this candle right here. It was like fucking 250 pips. I'm not thinking that's not unlikely to happen on any of these GPP pairs, right? So, I don't know exactly what will happen on these pairs, but once again, just understanding what it is that you're looking for. So I will be looking for that right there. And then I believe that is the last one. Let me just make sure, go back to the beginning, make sure I went over everything. Cross my I's, dot my T's, cross my I's. I don't even know where it's at anymore. What the fuck, bro? Oh, here we go. All right. AU, EU, gold, GU. I'm not going to do NU, but I will do. Okay. So I will take the time to go over these ones real quick because actually these could be some big moves as well, right? All right. So speaking on EA, I love trading the AUD pairs, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually wait to see some exhaustion right here. I'll do this. You can make this what's it called? Do one of these right here. But wait, I literally think the price is going to go bullish at some point on these, on GA and EA. And once again, this is just so price is resetting. So you guys understand how I'm trying to do my forecast, all right? I'm thinking macro and I'm not thinking micro. I don't care if these positions get stopped out. I'm looking and it seems like, I'm trying to be a Forex guru, but I'm not. This is how I actually like planning my shit ahead of time, right? So I'm familiarizing myself with these levels now because we have like 10 more days or so. We have like fucking 5 days left in the quarter or something like that, right? So that means that the year is going to end out and then January 1st is going to start a brand new fucking quarter, right? So that means a whole new year within the market and shit like that. So, the yearly thing is going to close and blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot to look at. So essentially, I'm trying to see what will happen if price is going to push back up maybe to like Q3 levels. So if we're in 2021, let's say we're in January 10th or something like that, 2021, all right? And price on EA happens to fly to 164,500. At that point, I'll feel comfortable knowing in the back of my mind that we were trading at those levels a few months ago, back in Q4, Q3, and there were very heavily sells relying on that area, right? That is how I'm trying to plan ahead, and this is what I'm just trying to, pass forward to everyone. So yes, I should be looking for something like that. 4-hour time frame, you guys can see, look at this, you know what I mean? Like I said, another kind of like a head and shoulders pattern, it was probably wick down here a little bit, maybe to this 160. What is that 160, 5. 16500 area, right? So, regardless what could happen, but like I said, you get stopped out, but at least you understand what it is that you're trading, what you're looking for. And likewise, same thing would happen on GA, right? So look at this. No coincidence. I didn't even remember this shit fucking happened last week. I actually talked about price fucking wicking down here. Price actually, came. Actually, when price opened up last week, this was a gap, I believe about 120 something pips, right? Never was able to get wick filled to the downside. However, what happened, as we can see, price is now respecting this level at this 177. Bam. What will we do? We'll look to see if we can catch buys from this level now and ride it to the weekly high, not only to the weekly high, right? But safely, it's a safe bet to say that we can ride that to our weekly high. All right, so we'll do something like this. Something like that, right? So this is actually what True say, bro. It's a marathon, not a sprint, the trading journey. Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm glad that, you guys are still in here. I'm actually going to just take a picture real quick. I don't care to fucking post it, you know what I mean? Just for my things. But yeah, if you guys have any questions real quick, feel free to ask. But I believe I'm going to wrap that up and give you guys a couple seconds to maybe type something. If not, this will be uploaded. And like I said, don't trade heavy. There's no need to do that. You know what I mean? If you didn't make any fucking money, if you didn't make any money the last few weeks in all fourth quarter, bro, with the US dollar being weak and weren't able to take advantage, not going to say shame on you, but like, just know that, the next time there are some opportunities, don't bullshit. All right. So, Forex Fargo checking out. This is your weekly webinar, Christmas special. Merry Christmas to all. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. And don't forget to fucking eat some food, and more importantly, spend time with your loved ones, because it is not about the gift of receiving, it is about the gift of giving. All right, this is why Forex Fargo has been blessing you all with these fucking webinars 8 weeks in a row to end the year, after I was running a successful fucking mentorship at $50 a month. So you think about that for a second. All right, because I am a real one, and it's not always about the money. So with that being said, Forex Fargo checking out. About to smoke this blunt. Let's catch these pips, baby.